Very good morning to all of you. In the previous class, we have seen how to copy a file. So CP will be implemented in the previous class. Let us go ahead and look out that particular problem because that problem has not been completed in the previous class. So let me quick go through regarding to that class. Lamp. So the file name is COPY. Yeah, VICOPY.c. Otherwise, let me open. Let me open in since it is somewhat yeah. So hope that it is visible to you people. Visible. If it is not visible, then I'll go ahead and display with only this one. Okay. Look at this. So here we have been taken. The buffer value has taken as 64. It is always preferred to take 2 powers only. And we would like to check out each and every point here. So already I have given some number of points here. So let us check that what are the points you'd like to consider here while doing this particular job here is you need to check out everything. Something like COPY, sorry, CP. So CP. So it does have some kind of error. That error is missing file operand. This is the first error message which we have to focus on. Then CP followed by abc.txt. It is already existed in our present working directory. This is the file. So I'd like to take that particular thing. Then immediately it could also provide one more error message for you. That is missing a destination file operand after so abc.txt. After abc.txt, you need to take one more operand here that was missed here. So to copy, you need to have for 2 files. One is source and second is destination. And it is asking for you the destination. And secondly, so I'd like to take one more kind of operation here, CP. So a CP, for example, PPP, and then ABCD. For example, something like this. So here in present working directory, we don't have any PPP. So triple P file is not available. At that moment, what kind of a thing which would have to consider here, cannot find stat in the sense find, it has been displaced with one particular so message, that is stat. Let me explain you. So cannot find this particular file. No such file or directory. That particular file or directory does not exist. If it is existed, of course, it could not ask anything to you. Directly, it could be copied. But we have to prompt the user that while creating that particular command. So we have to prompt that one. So let me consider for a while xyz.txt. There is a file catxyz.txt. What is the content here? Yes, this is the content. This is the total content which is available with xyz. Now CP, so xyz.txt followed by, let me say, some pp. Otherwise pq. The file name is pq. It doesn't ask you anything. It doesn't ask you anything. And let me operate this particular command one more time, because right now ls-l pq is existed. PQ is existed here. So the file name PQ is already existed. If you operate the same command one more time, it doesn't give any prompt to you whether overwrite or not, because PQ is already existed. So it could not ask you anything. So directly it could be perform the operation. Therefore, what exactly you are identified here. So if it is overwritten, even then the destination file is existed. If you overwritten on that particular destination file, the contents of a destination file will be erased. Okay, so we are trying to perform the same kind of operation. So we would like to give some kind of message to the user. Yes, destination file also existed. Shall I continue or not? If you are interested to continue, user is interested to continue, yes, he may be continue. Otherwise, if he is not interested to continue, if he will be applied for no, then you are cancel the operation. If he's the reply of that particular question will be yes, you will continue. Reply of that particular question will be no. Obviously, it will be considered as cancellation of your operation. Okay, so that is the specification you need to consider. Based on that, we have implemented on the day we have implemented, but the program has not been completed. So let us see. So bi copy.c. Okay, this is the specification. So here argument vector and argument counter. Argument counter is always trying to, ARGC is always trying to, so this ARGC is always count number of parameters at parameters at command line. Command line in the sense that dollar prompt, you may be give copy dot slash dot slash dot slash copy. This is the first parameter, and source file and destination file. You may be given 3 parameters here. This is the first parameter. So number 1 parameter, this is the second parameter, and this is the third parameter. As far as ARGV argument vector, it is a vector. It is an array, so character kind of array. It is going to store the values in the format here. So ARGV of 0 will be taken. So dot slash of copy. This is the content where exactly it could be stored here, and so ARGV of 1 could be equal to store. So yes, source file. ARGV of 2 will be stored as so destination. The argument counter will be counts the values right away from 1, 2, 3, and so on, something like this. Argument vector will be always, this is an array. Since it is an array, it could be indexing value of this particular argument vector must be get started with 0. So these are the 2 points we need to remember here. Based on these 2 points, the number of arguments will be exactly equal to 1. So equal to 1 in the sense you maybe gets operated only at this particular point. Only this particular thing can be gets operated by you. Obviously, it could be display some error message. What is that error message is? That error message will be missing file operand. Same message what we have taken into consideration while operating CP at the command prompt. At command prompt, you may be gets operated CP. Same kind of message will be displayed. If argument counter will be exactly equal to 2, what does it means? You have given something like this: dollar dot slash copy, as far as our C program name copy, followed by source file has been given. So this is first parameter and this is second parameter. Only 2 will be given. Then obviously it could be missing a destination file after so and so and so. Okay, after so and so file you have been given source file name. After that, destination file has been missed, and you may be given more than so source, destination, and some x, y, z, something like this. More than 3 parameters will be given. This is the third parameter, and this is fourth parameter, and this is fifth parameter. More than 3 parameters will be given by you. Obviously, it could be displays some error message, too many input files. Sorry, too many files. Not exactly too many files here, not input here, too many files. If these 3 will be gets false, not exactly equal to 1, not exactly equal to 2, not exactly more than 3. Okay, exactly equal to 3, then what you are supposed to do here, you are supposed to perform, you have to open the first parameter. Let me consider this is our first parameter. S is our first parameter. So that parameter is being open, so open in read-only mode. If it is opened in read-only mode, so if it is successful, you may be get some other value. If it is not successful in the sense, what does it mean? The file is not existed, it could be written -1. If it is not equal to -1, then go ahead and read with the second file, that is a destination file in read-only mode. Again in read-only mode. So read-only mode in the sense checking for whether file is existed or not. If it is -1, I mean doesn't existed, you have to continue your operation. If it is not existed, you have to continue your operation. Okay, that is the point. If it is this condition will be false, obviously you have to check that the file does not existed. Sorry, file does existed. If it is, this condition is fail in the sense your file is existed. If your file is existed, you may be asked some prompt message that do you want to continue, because this file is already existed. Do you want to continue? So do you want to continue with so-called file? This file is already existed. Do you want to continue? You may be take the choice as yes or no. If it is yes, you have to open your file in write-only mode. As and when you have to open your file in write-only mode, whatever the content so far which is available with that destination file will be deleted, overwritten. After opening your file in write-only mode, you have to continue your operation. Okay, read the data and place onto the particular file. Okay, you maybe display some file has been completed. I mean, copying has been completed, something like that. Otherwise, if it is not equal to y, either capital or lowercase or uppercase y, so operation, I mean, user terminate the operation. Okay, something like this, it has been happened here. So that we would like to check out this particular command, whether it is being executed properly or not. Okay. So let me consider GCC. My file name is copy.c -o copy. This is the compilation process here. Yes, don't worry about this warning. Already I told you. So instead of read, you may be operate fread. Instead of write, you may be operate write. So don't worry about these these warning messages. It could be worked out. These are system calls actually. This is first system call and this is second system call. There is no problem at all. It may be always prompt you something like this. Okay. At this moment, dot slash. I have given dot slash copy. Only one parameter has given at dollar prompt. Let us check. Missing file operand. Okay. Missing file operand. Whatever the message which has been generated by Unix as it is. And then dot slash followed by abc.txt. Yes, abc dot otherwise let me take pq. Okay, pq. So source has been taken. Missing a destination file operand after pq. After pq you need to take a destination that has been missed here. Okay, that has been missed here. This is one more message we would like to check out. And then so xy. Okay, let me say let me say Ravi. My file name is Ravi. Ravi is not existed in our list of the files present working directory. We don't have any Ravi here, and trying to copy the contents of Ravi to some other file, that is ABC, for example. Okay, so look at this. So it has been succeeded. Okay, we haven't displayed the message related to this one. Let me check it out. We haven't displayed. Read only mode not equal to, yeah, we did not write anything for this not equal to. Just wait for a while. Operation has been terminated. This open brace has been okay. This is one more open brace. It's been closed here, and this was open brace will be this one. Okay. So you need to write at this place. I'm sorry for this one. So let me write something like this. Printf. So \n percentage yes does not exist. Okay. Percentage yes does not exist. That is argv of 1. argument vector 1, whatever the content of argument vector 1, that file does not exist. Okay, that is why your operation has been cancelled. Okay. So again, let me copy, let me compile this file. Of course, the same thing will be, warning messages will be same. Let me take Ravi. Ravi is not existed. Before going to take, let me operate ls. So there is no file with Ravi, namely Ravi. So let me operate the same command one more time. So yes, / copy. So Ravi ABC, you could see. Still it is not displayed. One moment, please. Probably we wrote something somewhere else. SRC is equal to -1. Yeah, not equal to -1. So then it could be. So number of open braces. Choice else. Okay. It could not be. It could not be written here. It could not be written here. So okay, it could not be written here. It must be written at this place. Where it is, copy, and they have to place somewhere else. So here you have to place. Here you have to place. And you need to eliminate this particular in VI editor. This is the problem. This is the problem, basic problem. So yes, I'd like to eliminate this one. Okay. Fine. Let me operate one more time for the same. Yes, you could have the message. You could have the message. Okay. So Ravi, the file name Ravi does not exist. Okay, file does not exist, so that you may be I mean the operation will be gets cancelled. Now let us go ahead. So /copy. So let me say pqr.txt, and let me give you already existed file name, that is pq. That is pq. pq also existed. pqr.txt also existed. It may be ask you one question, because the destination file is already existed. It may be ask you one question. PQ does existed. Do you want to continue? Say sir. If you are confident enough, it is yes. Yes, you could put yes here and enter. Obviously, file has been completed. So PQR does not existed. One more time, it has been displayed. Okay, let me check it out. One more time, it has been displayed here. Not equal to. Open and closed braces are being continuously making some kinds of sense here. This is closed here, and this else part is closed here, and this SRC has been closed here. Then yes, we wrote something. Yeah. The problem is after closing this one, what exactly we need to consider here is we need to write else. Else must be written by you. Without else, you may be write something like this. That could be considered as an ordinary statement, and it could be executed for all different kind of situations. All different kinds of situations. This is the problem with VA editor. So print. Okay, escape and come to this area, insert, and then operate this one. Yeah, now it could be okay. Now it could be. Let me operate one more time the same command. So look at this. Does existed. PQ is does existed. Do you want to continue? Yes, I would like to continue. You could not have. Oh, again it could be displayed. Okay, sorry. I need to recompile it, because same previous copy is there with the same. So now let me execute the same command one more time. So recompilation. Yes, I am confident enough. Now you could not get PQR does existed. Okay, does not existed cannot be there here. You can see. So these are the different kinds of operations. Let us go ahead and please write all these outputs in your notebooks. if notebooks are available with you. So number one, first command is, so you need to write NANO, so COPY.c. You need to write this complete thing here. Everything must be written by you. After this one, what exactly we are supposed to do? Close this copy and GCC COPY.c hyphen O. Next command will be hyphen O COPY, because I would like to put the same name to not forget that particular name. Okay. So your file has been successfully compiled. Of course, warnings, system calls must be always, you please overwritten something like this will be asked you. Don't worry about this particular warning here. Never bother about this warning here. After this one, what exactly you need to check? First output might be, so COPY. Would like to check for COPY. So it may be get you one particular message. This is first output. Second output will be COPY. So PQ, sorry, COPY dot slash COPY. So PQ is the file name, and this is the second message what you are supposed to, what you are expected to get from the CP. And third one is COPY, sorry, dot slash COPY. So already existed PQ, PQR dot R XYZ, I think XYZ dot TXT followed by PQ. Both are existed. Both are existed. Okay, then it may be ask you some question. So PQ is already existed. Do you want to continue? So if it is say no, so user termination the user has terminated the operation. That is the one more output. Again, I'd like to continue. So if I would press yes, I mean if you are invoke with yes, obviously while copying has been completed. Okay, if file does not exist, for example, so this file does not exist, ABCC. So the file ABCC is not existed in our present working directory. So therefore, nothing has been displayed for you. So everything will be gets completed without displaying any operation. So ABCC, ls-l. So ABCC will be, where is the ABCC? Where is the file? It is not able to create. I don't know why. What happens to this? Let me open one more time, Nano. Okay, the problem is, so here the problem will be existed. Already your file has been opened in a read-only mode. Destination will be existed, opened in read-only mode. First of all, you need to close that particular file. Close. You need to operate, close. So DST. You need to close that particular file, and then open with so doubler only mode. Okay, and then open it. Okay. So that is the problem here. Nothing to worry. Again, where is it? GCC. Yeah, GCC. Same questions and the same. Close also. It is also system call. It is also system call. Don't worry. So it maybe gives you something. So don't worry about that. Okay, let me operate the last one. Yes. So ls-l. So now it's not creating. I don't know why. Okay, let us check it out. And this is the complete operation of your where exactly? Wait for a while. Time is running out. Yeah. So that is the complete information regarding to second program. Second program. Okay. Now coming about this one, ls. how could you operate ls first? -L, we will look out at this particular -L some other time, probably by tomorrow. So how this ls will be gets evaluated? Let us check it out. To evaluate this ls, we require two different types of I mean uh, header files are required. One is sys dot so hash include sys slash stat.h. This is one particular header file which is required, and the second header file will be dirent. So two different types of header files are required here. So this stat.h will be taken. So let me display entire thing at a time. So stat.h will be have one particular structure. That structure is stat. So this could be seems something like this. This could be seems something like this. So you would like to specify so device ID number, what kind of a device you are trying to take, and what is the inode of your so file, and what is the mode of your file type and file mode. Okay, then how many links are available, how many hard links are available, how many soft links are available, who is the user or owner of that particular file, and who is group ID of that particular file, and so device ID, so device ID of that particular file if it is a special file, and what is the size of that particular file, and what is the block size of that particular file, and what is the block size, how many number of blocks have been allocated. So here everything is known to us, but these two are known to us, unknown to us. Probably so inode number it is known, and then file type, what kind of file it might be, whether it is a directory or file, number of links, how many number of links are there. Already we have seen what is user ID, what is group ID, and what is device ID, and the total size. It has been known to us. Then blocks. Normally, while installing your operating system, you must be operate this format operation. Okay, so this format, first of all you need to operate format, and then after formation you may be create C drive, D drive, E drive, how many number of drives you are required, you have to create those many number of drives. After creation of this one, choose one particular drive and have to install your operating system. This is the general procedure actually while installing any operating system into your laptop or desktop computer, your machine. So you have to format your hard disk with different drives. After that, you have to choose one of the drives and have to install everything. Okay, during this format operation, so look at this. So it could be seem something like this. So number of your disk will be available something like this. Number of tracks, it could be divided into number of tracks, and each track will be divided into with a certain amount of space, which is called as a sector, which is called as a particular sector here. And all sector sizes will be same. There is no difference at all. Every sector size will be same here. So here, so this size of this particular area, the intersection of a track and sector will be called as block. This is called as block here. In low level terminology, it is also called as a cluster. Okay, it is also called as cluster. Okay, it is also called as cluster. The size of this particular cluster will be 512 bytes. 512 bytes. So that is what we have mentioned here. If our file size will be less than 512 bytes, it could be allocated only one block. Only one block is being allocated. If your file size will be, for example, 1029 bytes will be there with you, 1029 bytes will be there with you. So it could be allocated 3 blocks, because 512 plus 512 plus, so 512 plus 512 is 1024, and remaining 5, one more block. Totally 3 blocks are being allocated here. In this way, it is going to get how many number of blocks which could be allocated. Okay, that is the information. From this particular stat, we are trying to get only this information, only this particular information. Okay, only this particular information. Okay. Now, then second thing is like this one, DIRENT. Wanted to read the directory, wanted to open that particular directory, we would like to use DIRENT, something like this. So this could be used here. And here it could be taken. So we are expected to take in only this particular name, D name. Only this could be taken into consideration. Remaining everything is not important for us here. Okay, it could be taken. Based on this, we have implemented some ls command. So ls command could be displayed to you. Number one, file name. So file name followed by size of that particular file. Only these two things are going to be displayed for us. Okay. For this one, we are trying to write one particular program for this one here. So let us write this particular program by tomorrow, because university professor is calling me continuously. For twice he has called me. So please, we'll write this particular program by tomorrow. Okay.